With the Mirror. I don't know if you heard any questions this weekend, well, Friday, and one of the compliments given was how hard-working Mr Corbyn is, and the Mirror's gone out on the road with Jeremy Corbyn.
I went out with him, and I can attest to the fact he is very hard-working. And I was absolutely exhausted by the end of the day. And he was going on for actually 4 more events after I left him, and he was welcome to it.
Yeah.
No, we went to a...
It's a lovely photograph of the two.
Isn't it just? Yes, nice. Sitting down there. We went to a retirement village in Nottingham to see that absolutely brilliant place. But what he was launching is his social care plan. The Tories don't seem to have one at the moment. And broadly, that will give elderly people free personal care at home, save them £7,000 a year on average, and he will cap the amount you spend on social care at £30,000.
And he'll dig up the rose garden at number 10 and plant vegetables.
And he also said he'd like to put an allotment in the rose garden of number 10.
Well, this was done at the White House, wasn't it? Michelle Obama did something similar.
Well,
on a bigger scale, but...
Yeah, exactly.
So what's he like, just very quickly, engaging with the public?
Well, the public love him. The whole thing is he is extremely down to earth. He's somebody who's very easy to get on with. I find he's got a great sense of humour. I've always enjoyed actually interviewing him.
Is he prime ministerial?
But is he prime ministerial? And this is where I think if you met him, you would actually say yes. And he's come an awful long way from the days when he was a backbench MP and a rebel.
So the public persona, and when you get one-to-one with him, presumably is very different, because you see so many, differing, conflicting reports.
Yeah, although even so, what is extraordinary about the public is wherever he turns up, he's treated like a rock star. I mean, so many people appear out of nowhere.
Rock star Corbyn, fantastic.
Yes, absolutely.
It was probably for you, Nigel.
There's a document about trade talks with Donald Trump, and the NHS has been mentioned in that document. To start with, I just want to reassure people, because Matt Hancock, the Health Secretary, said there were no plans to include the NHS in trade talks with Donald Trump. And as proof, he said the NHS was only mentioned 4 times in the document about those trade talks. And we all know, if you only mention something 4 times in talks about trading something, you're obviously not going to trade it, are you? It's like if someone says to you, I'm going up the shop to buy a packet of biscuits. Up the shop I'm going, where they've got biscuits that I'm going to buy. Up the shop to buy some biscuits. Only an idiot would think that meant you were going up the shop to buy some biscuits. Minister Dominic Raab has said it's a ludicrous assertion that he has ever supported privatising the NHS, even though he was co-author of a book that said the NHS should be broken up, private operators allowed in to compete on price. And just because of that, his opponents are saying he supported breaking up the NHS and bringing in private operators so they could compete on price. And it's obvious what he means. Almost every minister under Boris Johnson has made it clear that almost everything they say is a lie. So if he wrote that he wants to privatise the NHS, clearly he doesn't want to. It's obvious. Some people might be tempted to vote for Boris Johnson because he's claiming to be standing up against the elite. That's why he uses proper, normal, common person's language, like when he said his £250,000 a year salary was chicken feed, or when he said working class people were chavs, losers, burglars and drug addicts. Proper, common person's language. And I know that 17 of the cabinet are millionaires, but they're not part of the elite. They probably won their money on scratch cards. Ridiculous.